we're doing is we're looking at action step number 9 within the Brand Yourself, the expert training program, and it really looks at how you devise and create a signature series. And so action step number 9 is deploying your signature series. And so at this stage, your goal should be to be leveraging your current professional profile and position your personal brand strategically and systematically as the expert in your field, so you can build a powerful personal brand, create opportunities, develop a brand that reflects your capabilities and your goals, differentiate your brand, as well as brand yourself as the expert in your field. So my name is Rachel Quilty. I'm a brand strategist. I'm also the author of the book Brand Yourself. And I was working on the book. I was consolidating about 10 years of personal brand consultations and brand consultations to create a system, and I developed the Brand Yourself Action Plan, which it really looked at big branding principles of businesses and how some of the most iconic personal brands at that time were actually using those same principles to develop their personal brands. And at the time, everyone was kind of getting the impression it was from their style, their signature style and their personal style, and it really wasn't. They were developing an incredible empire as they were building that personal brand. And so more recently I've qualified as a filmmaker, director, first AD, etc. Now if you're looking for some free resources, dive across to brandyourselfblueprint.com. Any problems, because every now and then I do have some glitches, please feel free to email me, rachel@rachelquilty.com or info@jumptheq.com.au, and you can grab our workbook as well as our work journal. So our work journal is the one that I would like you to download or print off or complete, because it is a prerequisite for all of our students and clients. So my mission is to assist you strategically and systematically build your professional profile to enable you to leverage your personal brand and position yourself as the authority in your marketplace or field. So personal branding is a prerequisite to success. As I say, if there's only one thing that you get from our trainings, it's that personal branding is the prerequisite to success. If you look at any successful brand, any successful personal brand, you'll see that this concept of their personal brand was what enabled the growth of their brand, and hence why we've created this 30-day personal brand growth plan, because we're looking at how did people create these iconic brands. So they had an action plan, they became an expert, and then they positioned themselves as the authority. And you'll see what we're going to be looking at when you think about your signature series. You know, I think about books and training products and speaking events and other things like that. You might think about a TV or video series. You might think about a podcast series. You might think about articles. You might think about training programs. You might be talking about live events or workshops or books or a mini series. Whatever the case may be, you need to find your kind of core niche or niche where you're going to develop your expertise and launch from, because that becomes your signature. We're all remembered from the point of our launch. And so, you know, Robert Kiyosaki, most people don't remember his first book, but we all remember Rich Dad Poor Dad, because that's really where he launched his brand from. And that's what you want to do. You know, whatever's come before your branded products and your premium branded products will probably kind of just diminish into the background. But when you create this incredibly powerful brand and it starts to, you know, envelope all your products and offerings, that's really key. So it's really important that we get that correct from, you know, day one. So developing your signature series, we're looking at how are you going to do that. Looking at how do we encapsulate our business model, which is likely to be a hybrid. How do we ensure that we're delivering this signature sales structure, and then creating products or a series of products that really supports that sales transition. And we call that the customer purchasing journey, or I would call it the client brand journey. So we're taking them on a journey with your brand. So we want to make sure that we deliver something that is free, an opt-in product, a low-end product, a mid-end product, a high-end product, and an exclusive premium price product. And the idea is that we want to be able to maximize our customers' lifetime value, which sounds quite commercial, but it's really about establishing a relationship and seeing it through. So when I talk about my clients, you know, where they start and where they finish, like, I need to support them throughout and nurture them throughout that entire path, throughout that entire journey. So I have to create a series of products which gives the end result and the goal that I have for all my clients. Some business model which supports a sales funnel. We're looking at here how my business has supported that. So we look at the free product, the opt-in, which is a brand yourself blueprint. So that is you know, the top of the funnel, where we're creating awareness around our brand. We're also educating our clients and prospects about what they can expect from our brand and the levels of service or professionalism, type of information they're likely to obtain. So you'll get the free ebook, the workbook. You'll join us with an invitation to join the Brand Yourself Action Plan. That's usually an invitation to a webinar or a live event. And that blueprint is also supported with a free training that you can get as well. The client journey continues. The next low-end product is a book, Brand Yourself. And that's available for like $29.95 from online, like Walmart and Amazon. And from there, we offer memberships. So we have like a $97 membership. We have a more expensive membership, a premium membership, which is $4.97. We move into, and so that's around our Brand Yourself Action Plan. We provide that training as well. We move into another product. So we're taking people on a bit of a journey with us. So we move them from a free product into a paid service, into another paid service. And we're moving them along in their journey to become recognized as the authority in their field. So we then introduce them to the concept of branding yourself the expert. And we have a book available for that. We have a training program that's available for that. And we have the live 12-week webinar series that's available for that. So there's lots of bonuses and checklists and templates and all this extra stuff. There's lots of bonuses where we're actually creating content with you. So it's a very supported product as well. Likewise, in the Brand Yourself Action Plan, we have bonuses around certain action steps where we're actually creating and providing content and delivering a subsidiary service or subsidiary product to support them in their journey. So that's the idea. We actually know what you need, so we're going to support you with that. So when you get to that action step, we can supply and support and nurture your talent. And the idea around a lot of the Brand Yourself the Expert is around supporting you as you grow in your expertise and supporting you with providing opportunities to practice in a safe space. So some of the products, the interviews, for example, as part of our bonuses, you know, that's an opportunity to just speak to somebody that's a stranger, maybe not so much of a stranger after, 24 weeks of webinar series. I think you'll get to know me. But it's an opportunity to be safe and speak freely and, share your expertise, and we record it and we edit it, etc., etc. Then we develop this idea of the Brand Yourself the Authority. So that's where we're really positioning you. And, this is where you might be releasing a book if you haven't already. And we've obviously created a training an action plan around this Brand Yourself the Authority. We have a training program, like I said. We have a 12-week live webinar series. And we generally only offer it as a live webinar series, and we take people through this journey, and we have Q&A at the beginning of every session. Every week we log in and we have a check-in process. So we all talk about what's happened in the previous step, which I guess is why a lot of people have completed their homework, because when we do check-in, everyone's on board. We're having a conversation about what was the issues, what they found, how they found the process of uncovering that part of their brand. So I always love that, and it's it makes it quite unique, because most people and most trainers don't provide that one-on-one opportunity to have a group coaching. It's really beyond a group coaching, because it becomes almost a hybrid of case studies and coaching, because we're talking about that particular student and their product. So it's also an opportunity to showcase their products as well. So we do things similar but very differently to other people, and I think the level of hands-on support that we provide, the fact that we recognize that there is a preparation stage and a preparedness that you need to have to kind of move to that next stage, means that we're there to support our clients in that as well. So we talked about, in one of our earlier sessions, is brand extension and brand loyalty. And so this is really where we talk about why are we creating a series, and it's to create this brand extension. So I could stop at a book, but a book is not a business, and a book generally doesn't have the profitability that creating the brand extension, the product offerings beyond that. So a lot of people do stop at the book and they think, well, this is it, I'm, hallelujah, I've reach the Holy Grail. But the point is, I mean, that book, if I was to give you a tip, would be it should be really about your expertise, a single topic around your expertise, and not about yourself. Time for your autobiography and biographies later in life. So at this stage, we're just really positioning your expertise, and that's why we're looking at this brand extension. It has to be this natural progression from one product to the next product. It's what you need next to fill the gaps, and it's and even if it's not your product, it may be that you're supporting JVs or affiliates, or you're a merchant for certain products where they need that product, but you're not the one that's going to create it, and still you're delivering a level of expertise. You might be supplying products, or we see different people supplying if you might do a first aid training, for example, and you might supply a first aid kit or a first aid book or a manual. You know what I mean? So you're actually not creating that content, you're actually purchasing it and giving it to your product, your client, to ensure that they remain with you, because you become their supplier, you become the resource for that person. So we've talked about this in earlier trainings: brand yourself action plan, brand yourself the expert, brand yourself the authority, and then ultimately the premium price product, brand yourself the celebrity. I can jump to a higher level if I have a sufficient rapport with that particular audience, and if I don't, then I have to come back to where I'm building that relationship from the ground up again. So that might be, instead of like a $2,500 training product, I'm actually only offering a book and like an invitation to a 3-day event, like a free event ticket. So it's kind of like, you have to think about your audience and where you want them to come into your funnel. You have to understand your audience as well. Plan. So we're talking about communication plans tomorrow, and today was really highlighting some of the concepts that we've looked at over the last few days, because they all are a piece of the puzzle to create your series. So free resource, like I said, duck across the Brand Yourself Blueprint, grab that. Any problems, feel free to email me, rachel@rachelquilty.com or info@jumptheq.com.au. Please feel free to leave a message on socials, jump into Facebook group, JumptheQ. You can do all of our training there. It's all free and it's all in one place. We're not there 100% of the time. We're not monitoring it 100% of the time. It is a free training portal where you go in and you complete the training and you download the information. So feel free to do that. Facebook group, JumptheQ. And we're looking, as we see it, as we conclude today, at the free resource Brand Yourself Blueprint. So I'll talk to you tomorrow, everyone, as we look at action step number 10.